And good afternoon to you. We are live at Ocean City, right along the beach. And again, it is an absolutely kind of sandblasted sort of wind fest here. I'm on one of the highest points, at least beachfront portion of Ocean City. We're on a dune. This is a natural way to protect all of these condos, which I will say my photographer K2 is shooting out of the 6th floor down to me. And it's this natural barrier that is protecting all of these businesses, some cases homes, condos, places where people on any given nice weather day, big final weekend of summer, so many going back to school on Monday, they come to a place just like this. And as we go into our next high tide, which is here in a few hours, and this is something we've been talking about since this morning, this is going to be the biggest challenge to the dune as it relates to this storm. And that is Hurricane Erin, still passing well offshore, but still close enough to have an impact, certainly so, on our forecast and on our weather condition. Peak gust, in fact, 43 miles an hour at Ocean City Municipal Airport. That is on the other side of the bay. That is protected, and that is inland. At BWI, just to show you how conditions vary across the state, only a 16-mile-per-hour peak gust. Ocean Pines, just a little bit of a ways from me, 21 miles per hour, in the University of Maryland Mesonet side in Berlin, 38-mile-per-hour gust. So this is one of those weird systems brushing us by, where it's the beaches that'll get the main impact, that are getting the main impact, and inland communities are having a much fairer day. Still breezy, lots of clouds in the forecast, but nothing like what we're seeing here. Want to let you know that the crews have been not just relying on the dunes, but taking extra precautions, moving gear out of the way, and making sure that everything is ready for the high tide coming in this evening, about 7:30, 8:30. In fact, we have some video just moments ago. An excavator, little backhoe sort of thing was, and you can see the tracks here, actually lifted what was, stacks of chairs and other stuff that they rent out to people, to patrons of these businesses, chairs, blankets, umbrellas, and they were all lined up right here. And you can see the tracks there. They moved them from the low side of the dune, the beach side of the dune, all the way back over the dune and into an area that is much, much more protected. Also want to draw attention to another couple things that are happening on the beach right now. We have the waves out there. Tide is now starting to come back up. We had our low tide this morning, and that was after an earlier morning high tide. And when that happened earlier today, if you're watching CBS News Baltimore or WJZ earlier today, we had waves crashing all the way up to the dunes. And you can still see some of these tidal pools that are actually left behind by this morning's high tide. Want to let you know, though, current tide level, last check, 2.94 feet. We're forecasting it up to about 4.8 feet. So roughly 2 vertical feet that we're going to have to add on to this. If you've been to Ocean City, you know it's a wide beach. It's a very broad beach, lots of sand, but there's not much elevation change. So we're going to see the water level rise, same waves that we've been dealing with pounding up against these dunes. And unfortunately, I do think that we're going to have quite a bit of sand taken away from the dunes here as we go deeper into the evening hours. We could be dealing with this tide cycle, probably starting to really rise by 5, 6 p.m. And then we're dealing with that past 8 p.m., possibly well past sunset, not really declining until 10, 11 o'clock this evening. And again, I want to remind you, this is the peak tide that we are going to be dealing with. Also want to let you know, we have been posting on social media. We're on Twitter and on Instagram, Facebook, lots of information that we've been given. We're now passing on to you. We spoke with Ocean City emergency managers yesterday. EMS director Joe Theobald saying that he fully expects water to make it up to the dunes. We had that this morning, but possibly cutting into the dunes as we get into the latter portion of this afternoon in that peak tide cycle, 7 to 8 p.m. And that is no small impact. The city of Ocean City. The village of Ocean City, the state of Maryland, federal resources, lots of money being pumped into to this beach to keep the sand restored, to keep the dunes healthy for storms just like this. I don't want to put you on the spot. It's just that we're just streaming. We're live. We're chatting with folks. WJZ in Baltimore. My name's Cutter. Just what do you think about the inclement weather today?
I'm all for it. Yeah.
And we've been talking about that. This is one of those storms that's passing so far offshore. You can see the power of nature. I've never seen waves like this, but relatively safely, right?
Safely?
If you're not in the water.
If you're not in the water, I would not get in that water.
And again, that's what they're telling everybody. Stay out of the water. Just enjoy the waves. So you're excited about the waves right now. Are you here through the rest of the weekend?
Yes, we are here till Sunday.
So you're going to get the best of both worlds.
I hope so.
I'm a meteorologist. I can tell you the weather's going to get a lot better. It will improve. It will get better.
I'll take your word for it.
Thank you. We'll let you get back to the walk. And again, it's a lot of just chatting with people out here, but that's a common theme, a common thought. People are amazed by the waves that we're seeing out here. We've spoken with people that we have, again, shared their stories, so what they have to say, what they think on social media. WJZ accounts, again, give us a follow. Instagram, X, Blue Sky, Facebook. We have you covered. I know everyone watches news, gets weather on so many different ways nowadays. Again, you can stream us like you're streaming now. You can also download the CBS News app free and easy. May have gotten that push alert talking about this stream, letting you know that we're on the beach and we're bringing you the latest updates. But thoughts like that, very common, kind of getting back to the point there, where a lot of folks are excited to see the waves and realizing that it's a lucky scenario where inland impacts minimal. Even here at the beach, you get a block or two away from the sand, and conditions do improve as you get away from the immediate beach, as you get away from the roughest of the waves. And as she said, don't go in the water. Ocean City Beach Patrol, about half mile south of me, closer to the Ocean City fishing pier and the inlet there, a lifeguard that we saw this morning running up and down the beach, not just to get people out of the water, but they don't even want people too close to the jetties. They don't even want people, adjacent to the water. If you're within 50 feet of the wave break zone, where the water splashes up after breaking, they're removing you from the beach. They had their whistles out. They were blowing them constantly. So still some people getting a little close. Most of those photographers and folks, enthralled by Mother Nature's fury, but still they were extra vigilant and want to make sure that don't chance it, don't go in the water, stay out of the water, if not for you and your safety, for their safety. Because remember, if you get into an issue, it's on them to get you out. And a lot of times, I'd say 9 times out of 10, they can't safely do that. So stay out of the water, enjoy the waves from a distance like we have. But unfortunately, that distance that you have at the beach to enjoy the waves will be diminishing. If you're just now tuning in, we touched on the top of the stream here. Tide is rising. We've passed low tide, 2.94 or so feet right now, current level. We're going to get up to about 4.8 per forecast. That's 2 vertical feet of rise in addition to the waves. And I will say, with the tide about 3.8 this morning, we had water all the way up, and I'm going to walk it out here. K2's on the 6th floor of the hotel that we're staying at, shooting down so we can give you the full scope of what's happening here. Water made it all the way to the dunes, and we had some erosion. That's why they had to come back out and move what was left out here rental-wise back on the other side, the dry side, the safe side of the dune. And again, they did that because of this high tide that is going to be a foot greater than this morning's high tide when water did make it up all the way to the dunes. So again, I want to let you know we have you covered. If you have any questions, I want to let you know that this is not a one-way conversation. A lot of folks have properties here. We know so many folks from Baltimore that came here to watch the waves. A couple lived in Baltimore. They retired out here. You have properties, you may be concerned. You just want to talk about the weather out here. Feel free to give me a message. Facebook, X, Instagram, all the platforms will continue to keep you updated. Live coverage from the beach starts at 4 p.m. on WJZ.